you hate editing your YouTube videos? Are you frustrated because your editing is too predictable, cookie cutter, dare I say, boring? Hi,
I'm Olivia, and I may not be a pro editor, but I sure do know how to have a fun time in Final Cut Pro. So here's how to actually have fun editing, and when you're having fun, your edits are going to be fun too. I know this sounds so obvious, but it's so important to the enjoyment of editing. There is nothing worse than being in the middle of editing and then realizing that you ran out of footage. Then you have to go back and film more. It sucks. A general rule of thumb is to get a lot of B-roll. I say get 10 times more footage than you think you'll actually need, which sounds excessive, but it lets you have a lot of flexibility in the edit. So how do you come up with all of this footage? A simple way is to get a lot of angles: in front, below, to the side, above, behind, also wide, medium, close up. Maybe you only need 10 seconds of you doing something. Don't just film for 10 seconds. Film for 5 minutes. You can also plan shots for creative edits. Match cuts can be an easy thing to try. And if you need ideas, Pinterest always. I have a board full of video inspiration if you want to check that out. Storyboarding can help a lot. I'm using a storyboard for this video, but the one I'm editing is a vlog that took place over a few weeks, so there's no real storyboard for it. One last tip about filming, and then I promise we're gonna get on to editing. Pay attention to the lighting and audio when you film. No one wants to spend just 10 hours fixing stuff. Great, you're ready to edit. Make sure you have more than like 10 minutes to do this. I like blocking off a chunk of time from about 5 p.m. to whenever I go to bed. And make sure your video isn't scheduled to go up in like 2 days. I like giving myself a week minimum so I don't feel rushed. You should give yourself time to experiment with your footage, try weird color grades, and wacky effects. Your environment matters. You should be able to focus, get in the zone. Maybe you have noisy roommates, so you like editing at a coffee shop. I like editing in my room. I put on comfy clothes, light a candle, put on some music, and make some tea. This is what I call the first run through creative, I know. The purpose of this is to watch all of your footage and get an idea of what you're working with. I found that jumping right in and doing a bunch of creative edits doesn't work out that well. I don't know how I have almost 9 hours of footage. I went a little overboard this time. I think I can get it done within 9 days. I'm really gonna be putting the steps I'm giving you guys in this video to the test because I'm gonna use it to get through this. While you're watching through, just cut any footage you know you're not going to use. But don't go crazy with this. I've used parts that I would have normally cut before, like walking to and from the camera. In this step, you're also going to want to link your audio if you're recording it separately, like I am, and I usually knock out color correction in this step, but you can do it later if you want. This step is really, really important, especially if you're editing a lot of footage. Keep a notebook next to you and jot down anything that needs major fixes and any creative ideas that you have. And this includes storylines. I feel like I kind of need to break down what's on these because it's not like I'm having these genius creative ideas. These are literally the most basic things ever, but it really helps me out. This one literally says yellow film captions. I don't think I need to explain that. This says label each day of the week, dreamy hazy, and I don't know what these are called, so I drew it out. It's the black bars that go like above and below your video. Vaporwave, synthwave, like these are nothing crazy, so don't feel like all your ideas need to be good or even usable. If I learned one thing from the design classes I took in college, it was to just get your ideas out somewhere, because even though maybe it's kind of a bad idea, it could, get your mind working, you start thinking about it, and it moves you in another direction. Since we're here, we're going to talk story real quick. This can be as simple or as complicated as you want. One way I like to tell story is by using time. Showing the journey of something happening in chronological order can be a story, but editing can help make time feel like a major character in your story, if that makes sense. You can do this by beating the clock, setting a deadline, and showing the passing of time. If a story was not planned in the filming process, you can sometimes build it in the edit. The simplest way to do this, in my opinion, is to find footage that fits into a South Park story formula. If you're not familiar, basically all that means is that a story follows this happened, but this happened, thus this happened. This is a little bit of a side note, but this formula was part of my inspiration for making my YouTube generator idea. It's free for anyone to use, and it's really just to help with the brainstorm. Hi, sorry to interrupt. I'm not going to be linking the site because it's not complete yet. And I really think before I just throw a site at you, I need to break down how it works and how it's meant to be used. So I'm going to be making a video about it. And I think it's going to go up next week. So if the video's out, I'll link it. And if not, so you have the story idea. Now cut any footage that doesn't support it. This is where you're gonna see hours of footage go down to minutes. You can also rearrange footage if you need to, and fix any of those major mistakes. But remember, mistakes that you can't fix are opportunities to get creative. So don't beat yourself up too hard for overexposing a clip. You're gonna do better next time. A few tips: if you do overexpose something, I like to make it look like film, and if I record something with really bad audio, I'll put a TV, telephone, or radio filter on it. We have a slight complication. I have the flu and I haven't been able to do anything for 3 days, including edit. I'm finally feeling better though, but this does mean that the video is supposed to go up in 5 days, and I don't know if I can do that. And I had a lot of time to think about the footage since I already reviewed it, and I didn't really cut it down. I still have about 6 hours, but just in my head, I kind of figured out how I wanted it to be organized and just kind of the general structure of it. So I did cheat from my own formula a little bit because in the times that I did feel pretty well, I found some music, which I'll talk about music later. I usually find music after I trim down my footage a bit. Now we're at the fun part. But before we do anything, we're gonna take our hands off the keyboard real quick and answer a question. What do you want your viewers to feel when they watch this? Your answer to this is what's gonna drive every creative decision from here on out. And I don't want you to think this means some sort of intense emotional reaction, like you want your viewers to feel euphoric, excited, adventurous. It can be relaxed, understood, or nostalgic. Try to think of a word or phrase that sums up how you want your audience to feel. This is gonna be more important than the aesthetic or the style you want. That being said, is there a style that you want? Are you going for a certain look, and will that work with the word or the phrase that you chose? You probably have a list of creative ideas in your notepad, but I'm a huge advocate for looking for more inspiration. Like I said, Pinterest is a great place to check out, but also you're creating a video, so looking at other videos will be extremely helpful. Watch your favorite YouTubers, watch TikTok, watch TV shows and movies. Whenever you find a video or a scene that you love, ask yourself, why do you like it so much? And when you're watching YouTube videos, because that's what we're editing here, choose videos that are going to be in and outside of your niche. For videos outside of your niche, ask yourself the same question, why do you like it? But for videos inside of your niche, ask, what don't I like and what do I think I could do better? This will help your videos stand out. When you're looking for inspiration, don't box yourself into one specific style. You'll naturally create your own style as you make more videos, and even if you feel like you're not really creating a style, that's how I feel right now, at least you're experimenting and having fun. One way you can get experimental in your videos is with music. Music plays a bigger role than we give it credit for. Music can affect mood and control pacing. Speaking of pacing, I think pacing is made to be broken. Choosing a relaxing jazz followed by a really fast banjo song, it creates contrast, and contrast is interesting, and it's really fun. So how do you find music? First, write down genres that you like. Just note that this is genres that you like, not genres that everyone else in your niche is using. And I have a question, do you even like lo-fi? Or is that just what every other vlogger is using? These are some of the genres I'm going to be looking for. It's all over the place. If you don't know what to look for, look at your Spotify. What are you listening to? Using music you actually like will make the editing process way more fun. But where do you find music, you ask? There's a lot of different platforms out here, but here's what I've used. For the video I'm editing right now, I'm checking out Epidemic Sound, but this is the first time I've ever gotten on to a paid music subscription website. Before literally today, all the music I used was free. So for free music, check out Thematic. If you watch any lifestyle YouTuber under 10K subscribers, they probably use this site. It's great for lo-fi and lo-fi mixed with other genres like jazz. I also use MuseOpen. This is your go-to for classical music, and this site is worth checking out no matter what genre you're into. There's so much variety here. Don't forget sound effects and ambiance. This just adds a little bit of spice to your videos. You can find free sound effects everywhere. Check YouTube and Pixels. I love fonts, and here are some of my favorite ones. I think fonts can really show off your personality, so don't just default to Havelica because that's what everyone else is using unless you like it. There's fonts that I love that are super common, like Baskerville and Playfair Display. So where do you find fonts? First, don't overlook the ones that are already built in. These are great, and they're free. You can play around with the size, you can make them bold or italics, and sometimes this will give you a look that you don't see that often. But if none of them work, you can find a ton for free online. You can check out DaFont and 1001 Fonts. Maybe one caught your eye, but you have to buy it. Before you commit, you can usually download a demo version and just try it out in your video to see if it even fits. There's probably a ton of free plugins for your editing software, and I recommend downloading a few cool ones and just playing around with them. Sometimes you can find a plugin that makes something so easy that you didn't even know was possible. And using a variety of plugins will make your video that much more unique. I wish I could give some recommendations, but there's just so many, and some will be helpful to you and some will be completely useless. It just depends on your editing style. The best thing to do is just go onto YouTube, search free plugins for your software. You're gonna find a ton to choose from. Color grading is what brings your videos to life. You can just choose a LUT you like and throw it over everything, or find a movie still you like and try to copy it. To make this easy, try to find a still that matches the colors and the lighting that's in your video. You can also look for a YouTube video with a color grade that you love. Also, that YouTuber might have made a tutorial showing you how they edit their videos. Speaking of that, you can copy people. I guarantee it will not turn out the same unless you're really trying to make it exactly the same. And that's going to take a lot of effort. So you can follow that YouTuber's tutorial. It does not make you a terrible person. But if you want your style to be a bit more unique, a bit more fun, try this. Find 5 YouTubers you love. You would be absolutely thrilled if your videos looked like theirs. Then choose one thing to copy from each person. For example, YouTuber 1, I love how they lift the shadows in their videos to give kind of a faded look. YouTuber 2 has the best taste in music. YouTuber 3 always gets the weirdest camera angles, but weird in a good way. YouTuber 4 has the comedic timing thing down. And YouTuber 5 does the most aesthetic montages I've ever seen. Congrats, you're at the point where your brain is mush and you hate every decision you've ever made. Don't delete anything, just go to bed. Then watch it through again, but do it through the eyes of the viewer. You'll realize that for the most part, your video is freaking fantastic. But there's also some parts that are really confusing. I don't know what it is about sleep. It like resets your brain. Sleep has always been my secret weapon for every creative project. If you're watching your video back, and you love the way it turned out, but if you had to edit like this again, you would toss your laptop out a window. I understand. You're one of 2 types of people, and I'm guessing you're the first. You're new to editing. Nothing is fun about attempting and failing to memorize keyboard shortcuts. Nothing is fun about having to watch a tutorial for everything you do. But do it again, and again, and again. I promise it gets more fun as you learn and as you get more comfortable with your software. But if you still hate editing videos, it's just not for you, and that's okay. Luckily, other people can edit your videos. You can find a friend or family member who would do it just for fun, or you can hire someone to do it. I'm not kidding when I say you can hire me to edit your videos. I'll leave a link in the description. The results are in, the time is logged, and it comes out to 31 hours and 45 minutes. Which is insane. And it would have taken a lot longer. Actually, no, it should have taken a lot longer because I messed up. If you want one tip for editing, we can throw everything else I've said out the window. This is the only thing that matters. You need to review your footage, and I always do. And I didn't this time because I was tired. I was just ready for it to be up, so I didn't watch it all the way through, and that led to this mistake. The pictures were supposed to be under the overlay filter. It was such a simple mistake too, and that's why it bugs me so much. So you're wrapping up the video, don't rush, take your time, and get excited because you're about to edit another video. The hamster wheel doesn't stop. And I mean that in a good way. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm gonna go.